אתם מוזמנים עתה לנשף הגדול של השוטר החשאי. תוכנית בידור עם ג'ון קליז ודדלי מור, עם ג'ניפר סונדרס, מייקל פלין ופיטר קוק. הכנסות המופע הוקדשו לארגון אמנסטי בשנת 1989.
I wish to register a complaint. Hello, miss. What do you mean, miss? I'm sorry, I have a cold. I wish to make a complaint about this parrot what I purchased not half an hour ago from this very boutique.
Oh, yes, the Norwegian blue.
The Norwegian blue?
What's wrong with it?
I'll tell you what's wrong with it, my lad. It's dead. That's what's wrong with it.
So it is. Right. There's your money back, a couple of holiday vouchers. Thank you.
Well, you can't say Thatcher hasn't changed some things.
Hi, fun fans. Prince Edward here, just making myself really useful backstage. And cue teacup. And go tea bag. Stand by hot water. Go hot water. Cue milk. Come on, loves, where's the milk? Cue milk. And stand by to watch the next sketch. And go to the next sketch.
Good evening. My name is Mr. Nettleford, Trevor Nettleford. I have an inquiring mind. Cat flaps. Cat flaps. What is the sense in cat flaps? Whose idea was cat flaps? How come cats have all the flaps? I don't have a man flap. A little spider doesn't have a little spider flap. So why do cats have the monopoly on flaps? I hate the way they come into your house through the cat flap. Looking at you, rubbing it in as if to say, ha 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 ha. Where's your flap then? Ha! You are flapless. Take your cat and your flap and bugger off. TV shows. TV shows. Why? At the end of a TV show, does the man always say, we'll see you at the same time next week. Don't forget to tune in. If you tune in the same time next week, the program will be finished. Where is the logic in that? What kind of sense is that? Take your TV show and hurry up. Babies. Babies! I don't trust babies, I think they're up to something. They're always creeping and crawling around. Stand up straight like normal human beings. And they never talk to you, do they, babies? All this goo-goo gaga. Speak bloody English! I don't trust babies as far as I can throw them, and that's a pretty long bloody way. That is why you need a babysitter. Because if you didn't have a babysitter, the minute you leave the house, they'd be on the phone ringing out for baby pizza, dancing to Fisher-Price music, letting all their friends into the cat flap. Take your baby on. Oh. James Bond. No, wait a second. Shag pile carpets. Shag pile carpets. Shag pile carpets. What kind of name is shag pile carpet? Who thought of shag pile carpets? What's next? Bunking rugs? Fornicated placemats? I want to know. James Bond. With no rehearsal at all. James Bond. I don't trust James Bond. Every time you see him, he looks different. Everywhere he goes, he blows up. He goes to China, it blows up. He goes to Russia, it blows up. He goes to Jamaica, it blows up. That's why he never goes home. If he did, it would blow up. Every time you see James Bond, he's snogging up a woman. He goes to Jamaica, he's snogging up a woman. He goes to China, he's snogging up a woman. He goes to Russia, he's snogging up a woman. And you never hear him say, "Where's my condoms?" Shaken, not stirred. By the way, have you got any Johnnies for the weekend? So there must be millions of James Bond babies all over the world. These would be dangerous children. You put the nappy on them, it blow up. You give them a rusk, it blow up. Them kiss grandma, she blow up. I don't want to be near these children. Anyway, they don't exist, you know why? Because every time James Bond snugs with a woman, the next time you see her, she's being shot or strangled or drowned. This is an extreme form of contraception. My name is Johnny Nicholson. I am finished.
Yes, name?
Adrian Edmondson.
Ah, yes, you must be one of those alternative comedians you hear about.
That's right, yes.
How unpleasant for everybody. Isn't there some festering gutter that you can go and perform in? Much more your style, I would have thought. Right, next. Oh!
Stella, my love, would you send in the next auditioner, please? Thank you very much, my darling. How do you do? Nice to meet you. Mr. Spigot, is it not?
Yes, Spigot by name, Spigot by nature.
Settle down.
Oh, yes, all right.
Right. Mr. Spigot, you are auditioning, are you not, for the role of Tarzan?
Yeah, right.
Mr. Spigot, I couldn't help noticing, almost immediately, that you are a one-legged man.
Oh, you noticed that?
When you've been in the business as long as I have, Mr. Spigot, you get to notice these little things almost instinctively.
Yeah, well, you're bound to.
Yes, you're bound to. Now, Mr. Spigot, you, a one-legged man, are applying for the role of Tarzan.
Yes, right.
A role traditionally associated with a two-legged artiste.
Yes.
And yet you, a unidexter, are applying for the role.
Yes, that's right, yes.
A role for which two legs would seem to be the minimum requirement. Well, Mr. Spigot, need I point out to you with undue emphasis where your deficiency lies as regards landing the role?
Yes, I think you ought to.
Perhaps I ought, yes, perhaps I ought. Need I say with too much stress that it is in the leg division that you are deficient?
Oh, the leg division?
The leg division, Mr. Spigot. You are deficient in the leg division to the tune of 1. Your right leg, I like. It's a lovely leg for the role. As soon as I saw it come in, I said, hello. What a lovely leg for the role. I've got nothing against your right leg.
Ah.
The trouble is, neither have you. You fall down on the left.
You mean it's inadequate?
It is inadequate, Mr. Spigot.
Yes,
and
yes.
in my view, the public is not yet ready for the sight of a one-legged Tarzan swinging through the jungly tendrils, shouting, "Hello, Jane."
Right, yes.
However great the charm of the performer be, they are not ready for it. Mind you, you score over a man with no legs at all. If a legless man came in here demanding... A legless man came in here demanding the role, I'd have no hesitation in saying, "Go away! Hop off!"
So there's still hope?
Yes, there is still hope, Mr. Spigot. If we get no two-legged artistes in here within, say, the next 18 months, there is every chance that you, a unidexter, are the very type of artiste we shall be attempting to contact at this agency.
Oh, thank you very much.
I'm sorry I can't be more definite, but you must understand with the Channel Tunnel going ahead.
Yes.
So what we're going
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hello, yes? Can I help you?
Well, the name, as far as I can recollect, is Rushton.
Rushton, Willie. Ah, yes, I've got you down under W for wrinkly.
You must be Mr. Cheese. They said you'd be here. You couldn't lend me a couple of million for a cup of tea, could you?
Charmed, I'm sure. And you're going to be wearing that, are you?
Well, this sort of thing, yes.
Well, you won't be needing a dressing room. More of a sealed bank vault, I should have thought.
Splendid.
Right, well, be funny, for Christ's sakes. Next.
Like you're amusing. I don't know if you're funny anymore.
Michelangelo to see you, your lordship.
Send him in, please. And it's your holiness.
Evening, your grace.
Good evening, Michelangelo. Now, I didn't realise you were that well known, Michelangelo.
No, not me, sir.
Now, I want to have a word with you about this painting of yours of the Last Supper.
Oh, yes.
I'm not happy with it.
Oh, dear. It took hours.
Not happy at all.
Well, do the jellies worry you? No, they had a bit of colour, don't they? Oh, I know. You don't like the kangaroo.
What kangaroo?
Well, I'll paint it out. It's no sweat.
I never saw a kangaroo.
Well, he's right at the back. You'll never notice him, but I'll paint him out. It's no problem. I'll tell you what. I'll change him into a disciple.
Ah.
All right, then?
That's the problem.
What is?
The disciples.
Are they too Jewish? I made Judas the most Jewish.
No, it's just that there are 28 of them.
Well, another one will hardly notice then, will it? Right? So I'll make the kangaroo into a disciple.
No.
All right, I'll lose the kangaroo altogether. God, I don't mind.
That's not the point. There are 28 disciples.
Too many?
Well, of course it's too many.
Well, yes, in a way. But I wanted to give the impression of a huge get-together. You know, a real Last Supper. Not any old supper, but a real proper final treat. A real mother of a blowout.
There were 12 disciples and our Lord at the Last Supper. The Bible clearly says so.
What, no friends?
No friends.
Aha, waiters.
No.
A cabaret.
No.
But I like them, you see. They fill out the canvas. I mean, I suppose at a pinch we could lose 3
Look,
or 4
there
of them.
were 12 disciples and our Lord...
I've got it. We'll call it the penultimate supper.
What?
Well, there must have been one. If there was a last one, there must have been one before that, right?
Yes.
So, this is the penultimate supper. The Bible doesn't say how many people are at that, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Well, there you go, then.
Look, the Last Supper is a significant event in the life of our Lord. The penultimate supper was not. Even if they had a mariachi band and a conjurer. Now, a Last Supper I commission from you, and a Last Supper I want, with 12 disciples and 1 Christ.
1?
Yes, 1. Now, will you please tell me what in heaven's name possessed you to paint this with 3 Christs in it? It does not work.
It does. It looks great. The 2 skinny ones balance out the fat one.
There was only 1 Saviour.
Well, I know that. Everyone knows that. But what about a bit of artistic license?
1 Redeemer.
I'll tell you what you want, mate. You want a bloody photographer, not a creative painter with a bit of imagination.
I'll tell you exactly what I want. I want a Last Supper with 12 disciples, 1 Christ, no marsupials, no limbo dancers by Thursday lunch, or you don't get paid.
Bloody fascist.
I'm the bloody Pope, I am. May not know much about art, but I know what I like.
One must say how nice it is to be sitting down to a nice, quiet breakfast.
Pull! Oh, is it my birthday again?
Good. The Royal Mail's arrived. Thank you, Lickbottom. This one's for you, Mummy.
Oh, I wonder what it can be.
Oh, and this one's addressed to Theo Cupia. Some Greek friend of yours, perhaps, Philly?
No, you silly souvlaki. That says the occupier.
Oh.
Go on, Liz, open it.
Very well. I now declare this envelope open.
What is it, Liz?
There. It says community charge.
Oh, smashing! I like a nice game of Monopoly. Bags, I'm the old boot.
No, Granny. It's the poll tax, complete within 21 days, or you get fined £50.
£50? Oh, I haven't even passed go yet.
What exactly does the form say? It says we have to list all our other homes.
What? You mean Sandringham, Windsor?
Kensington Palace, Clarence House.
Auckland, Mayfair, the Oaken Road.
Blimey, this is going to cost us a fortune.
Damn civil, there must be wrinkles in. When Mr. Cheese asked me to appear in this soirée, as we're going to have to learn to call these sort of events in 1992, when it will become compulsory to be Belgian, I said, what sort of thing do you require from me at such a function? And he said, jokes. Now, when I hear the word jokes, a chill hand clutches my bowels. A warm hand nowadays is prohibitively expensive. And I don't know whether you're like me, but I'm actually joke blind. They go in one ear and out the other. Specialists call it quipslexia. I know perfectly well the joke takes place in a public house. It involves a travelling salesman. He's talking to either a gorilla or a parrot. And then for the life of me, I cannot remember where the Sharabang load of Ugandan nuns comes into it. If at all. So what I'm going to do, instead, is to introduce some musical delight. To put something into this show that doesn't actually exist in it at all, really. Style. Sophistication. To which I think you've always looked to me in the past. I'm going to do something which may alarm those of a tasteful nature. I'm going to pay tribute to a man I've always associated with style and sophistication, Fred Astaire. A song by Irving Berlin. I mean, you'll notice from the set, that is sophisticated. The top hat, the white tie, the tails, the gleaming white piano, the gleaming white pianist. This is interesting. It's Picasso's cock. How very rarely you get a chance to say that in a public place. See, this is back. Sometimes I wonder if I'm pregnant, and if I am, I wouldn't care to meet the father. They're just my sort of audience. Deviant and pissed. Anyway, I'm now going to sing you Top Hat and White Tiles. Tan tiles. It's the machinery. From the film Top Hat, written by Irving Berlin, in the manner of Mr. Fred Astaire. Thank you. I just got an invitation through the mails. Your presence requested this evening. It's formal, it's top hat, white tie tails. Nothing now can take the wind out of my sails. Because I'm invited to step out this evening in top hat, white tie tails. I'm putting on the top hat, tying up the white tie, putting on my tails. I'm doing up my shirt front. Putting in the cufflinks, polishing my nails. I'm stepping out, my dear, to breathe an atmosphere that simply reeks with class. And I trust that you'll excuse my dust when I step on the gas. This is it? Yeah. Not a word about trousers. You would have imagined it would not be beyond the wit and wisdom of Irving Berlin to have come up with some sort of line like, I'm slipping on my trousers. For I'll be there, taking off my top hat, muzzing up my white tie, dancing in my tail, dancing in my tail, dancing in my tail.
5 minutes, please, Mr. Bennett.
Sorry?
Lenny Bennett. You are the Lenny Bennett, aren't you? I thought you were great on punchlines.
Actually, sir, it's, Lenny Henry.
Lenny who?
Henry.
Oh, not him. Mummy can't stand him.
Thank you. I'm talking tonight to Sir Arthur Grebe Streebling.
Oh, no, you're not.
What?
No, you're not at all. You're talking to Sir Arthur Streebling. You're confusing me with Sir Arthur Grebe Streebling.
Right, yes.
Yes, no, my name is Streebling. The T is silent as in fox.
Right, yes.
Obviously confusing me with somebody else.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Yes, quite all right.
Not at all. Yes. I would like to ask... Sir Arthur, something about his very unique restaurant, The Frog and Peach.
Well, this seems like an ideal opportunity, really.
Yes.
What with me being here and you being there.
Yes, indeed, yes.
Wonderful opportunity.
Yes, indeed.
Seize it.
I certainly will. How did the idea of the Frog and Peach actually come to you?
The idea for the Frog and Peach came from in the bath. I suddenly thought to myself, where can a young couple with not too much money to spend, feeling a bit hungry, feeling a bit peckish, where can they go and get a really big frog? Where can they go? And a nice, good, fine peach. Where can they go? And, of course, answer came then, and so on this premise, I founded the restaurant.
On these premises, in fact?
On these precise premises, yes. I founded the Frog and Peach.
Yes. How long ago did you actually start this venture?
God, that's a tricky one. Certainly within living memory.
Oh, good.
I believe it was shortly after World War II.
Ah, yes.
Do you remember that? Absolutely ghastly business.
Yes.
I was completely against it.
I think we all were.
Yes, well, I wrote a letter.
back to the Frog and Peach.
Of course, yes.
How has business been?
Let me answer that question in two parts. Business hasn't been, and there hasn't been any business. The last 45 years have been rather a lean time for us up at the old F&P.
Don't you feel you're at somewhat a disadvantage being stuck out here in the middle of a bog in the heart of the Yorkshire moors?
I think the word disadvantage is awfully well chosen here, yes. But I thought at the time, rightly or wrongly, possibly both,
yes,
that people in this country were crying out for a restaurant without a parking problem. And here in the middle of the bog in the heart of the Yorkshire moors, there is no problem parking the car.
Right, right.
A little difficulty extricating it, but the parking here is a joy.
Yes, yes.
It's a joy.
Yes, yes. Don't you feel though you're at a slight disadvantage with regard to the menu?
Have you seen it?
Oh, very briefly.
That's the only way to see it. It is so, what's the word? You sound there, isn't it? It is so limited.
Limited?
Limited, yes.
Yes.
Yes. There are only 2 items on the menu.
Yes.
First of all, there is frog à la pêche.
Ah.
Frog à la pêche, basically a large frog, is brought to your table covered in boiling Cointreau with a peach stuck in its mouth. It's one of the most disgusting sights I've ever seen. The only alternative to frog à la pêche is even worse. Pêche à la frog. Pêche à la frog. A peach is brought to your table by the waiter, again covered in boiling Cointreau.
The waiter?
Very often, yes. Very often the waiter is covered in boiling Cointreau. But the policy here is to aim the Cointreau at the peach.
Ah, yes, yes.
That's the policy.
Yes, yes.
The peach is then sliced open to reveal 300 squiggling black tadpoles.
Oh.
It is the most nauseating sight I've ever seen. Enough to put you off your food.
Yes.
Which is a damn good thing considering what the food is like.
Now, this is fascinating stuff, of course. But I would say that the whole venture of the Frog and Peach has been a little disastrous.
I don't think I'd choose the word disastrous here.
No?
I think catastrophic would be nearer the mark. The whole thing has been a gigantic failure and a huge catastrophe.
Yes, but do you feel that you have learned from your mistakes?
Oh, certainly. Certainly. I've learned from my mistakes, and I'm sure I could repeat them exactly.
Yes. Thank you, Sir Arthur. Street keeping.
Street keeping.
Street keeping.
Hello, Granny. What are you doing here? You're not on again for ages.
Well, he told me to go and stand on the wings. But I can't see an aeroplane anywhere. Oh, I love flying me. I used to be in the war, you know. Chocks away.
Granny, I think I'd better cue Lenny Henry.
Cue? Oh, hello, Snooker. Is it Hurricane Higgins?
I feel like busting loose with some bad jokes. I feel like busting loose with some bad jokes. I feel like busting loose with some bad jokes. Oh, I feel like busting loose with some bad. Listen. A man walked into a butcher's shop. He said, "A pound of bacon, please." The butcher said, "Lean back." He said, "A pound of bacon, please." I said, "Bad joke." I said, "Bad jokes." I'm talking about bad jokes. Got to have bad jokes. A man was in a hospital bed. Ooh, good God. The doctor said, "I've got some good news and some bad news." The man said, "What's the bad news?" And the doc said, "We've had to amputate both your legs." He said, "Ooh, good God. What's the good news?" And the doc said, "The man in the next bed wants to buy your slippers." And let me hear you singing. I said, "Bad jokes." I said, "Bad jokes." I'm talking about bad jokes. Got to have bad jokes. A man walked into a bar. He had a talking dog. He said, "This is Put, the talking dog. And he can do anything that you want." The barman said, "Oh yeah, and he gave Butch £5, and he said, bring me back a paper, and don't forget the change. And Butch said, all right, because he was a talking dog, and he went out the door. 6 hours later, Butch still hadn't come back, so they sent out a search party. They sent out a search party. They went looking over here, they went looking over there. They looked down the alleyway. Butch was down there with a lady dog, and they were getting it on. Butch was getting it on. They were getting it on. Butch was getting it on. The guy said, Butch, you've never done this before. Butch said, ha, I never had the money before. I said, bad jokes. I said, bad jokes. I'm talking about bad jokes. Got to have bad jokes. Take it to the bridge. A drunk went into the pub. He said, does anybody here own a 6-foot penguin? Everybody said no. He said, oh shit, I just went over a nun. I said, bad jokes. I said, bad jokes. I'm talking about, I gotta have, I really need bad jokes. Break it down. There comes a time in a comedian's set when he has to cut out the one-liners and get straight to the shaggy dog stories. Just like this one. This one. A man walked into a barber shop. He said, I want you to cut my hair just like Michael Jackson. Then he fell asleep in the chair. When he woke up, he was completely bald, just like this guy. He said, Baba! Baba! Michael Jackson doesn't look like this. And the barber said he would if he came here. Last time, sing it. I said bad jokes. I said bad jokes. I gotta have bad jokes. I really need bad jokes. Yeah. Thank you.
Good morning. Hello. I'd like to have an argument, please.
Right. Now, are you sure you wouldn't prefer a lengthy, moist rogering?
No, just an argument, please.
Right, yeah. Now, do you want the single argument, or can I offer you a course?
Well, what is the cost?
Well, it's £2 for a 5-minute argument, but only £15 for a course of 10.
Oh. Well, I think I'll just take the 5 minutes and see how it goes from there.
All right. Now, let's see who's free. Mr. Wobblebot is free, but he's a bit conciliatory, Mr. Wobblebot.
Nice name.
Now, what about Mr. Nichols, room 12?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
What do you want?
What?
Don't give me that, you snotty-faced heap of parrot dropping!
I'll go outside.
Shut your festering gob, you tit! Your type makes me puke, you scrofulous, toffee-nosed, vacuous pervert!
Look, I came here for an argument.
Oh, I'm sorry, this is abuse.
I see. That explains it.
Yes, you want 12A. It's next door.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Sorry.
No, it's okay, it's okay. Stupid git.
Is this the right room for an argument?
I've told you once.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
When?
Just now.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You didn't.
I did.
You didn't.
I'm telling you I did.
You didn't.
I'm so sorry. Is this the 5-minute argument or the full half hour?
Oh, just the 5 minutes.
Just the 5 minutes.
That's right.
Thank you. Anyway, I did.
You most certainly did not.
Now, let's get one thing quite clear. I most definitely told you.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
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 No, you didn't. 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 No, you... Look, this isn't an argument.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't. Just contradiction.
No, it isn't.
It is.
It is not.
You just contradicted me.
No, I never.
You did.
No.
You did just then.
Nonsense.
Oh, this is futile.
No, it isn't. Yes, it is. I came here for a good argument. No, you didn't. You came for an argument. An argument isn't just contradiction. Well, it can be. No, it can't. An argument is a connected series of statements intended to establish a proposition. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. It isn't just contradiction. Look, if I argue with you, I must take up a contrary position. Yeah, well, it isn't just saying no, it isn't. Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. No, it isn't. 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 Look, argument is an intellectual process. Contradiction is just the automatic gainsaying of anything the other person says. No, it isn't. It is. It is not. Now, look. Thank you. Good morning. What? That's it. Good morning. Oh, it's just getting interesting. I'm sorry. The 5 minutes is up. That was never 5 minutes just now. I'm afraid it was. Oh, no, it wasn't. I'm sorry. I'm not allowed to argue anymore. What? If you want me to go on arguing, you'll have to pay for another 5 minutes. Wasn't there for 5 minutes just now? Oh, come on. This is ridiculous. If you want me to go on arguing, you'll have to pay for another 5 minutes. All right. Here you are. Thank you. Well? Well, what? That was never 5 minutes. I just told you, if you want me to go on arguing, you'll have to pay for another 5 minutes. Yeah, well, I just paid. No, you didn't. I did. You didn't. I did. I did. You did. I did. I did. I did. I did. You did not. I don't want to argue about that. I'm very sorry, but you didn't pay. Aha. If I didn't pay, why are you arguing? Aha. Gotcha. No, you haven't? Yes, I have. If you're arguing, I must have paid. Not necessarily. I could be arguing in my spare time.
And go curtains!
Did you say go curtains? But that's brilliant.
What?
Great idea for my new musical. Go Curtains, a tragic pastoral comic romp about a lovelorn pair of curtains that fall in love with a duvet cover.
Oh.
Who said my musicals were banal? Sarah!
Could you please welcome the entire acting company of the National Theatre of Brent.
Excuse me. Before we get cracking on our main bit, I'd like to say a few off-the-cuff words about my dear friend and employer. Him, tum, whom, him, tum, whom, him, tum, whom humility is but a second nature. Indeed and in fact, his profound modesty it is that prevents him acknowledging international acclaim as one of the leading experiments of world theatre.
Exponents, Wallace.
Pardon?
Exponents.
Oh, I get it. One of the leading exponents of world theatre.
Exponents!
Exponents! Sorry, Desmond, I couldn't read your writing in there.
Very good, Wallace.
Thank you.
All right, cut to the end now.
What?
Wind it up.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, Desmond Olivier Dingle.
Thank you very much indeed.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, travel with us now back down the misty corridors of time through the swing doors of historical imagining as we take you back to the ancient world of pagan Rome. As Wallace and myself present for you a simulation of a Roman galley enacted entirely by the audience. Now listen to me, please. The rowing is really very, very simple. We're going to now practice with the oar, taking the oar up in both hands. Take the oar in both hands, please. And then we lift the oar up to our chest. Up. No, not use circles. I'm coming to you in a moment. Right. Now, you'll notice they look rather like a herd of rabbits. But this is exactly as it would have looked at the time. Now, your oars are very, very similar to a rowing boat oars. apart from the fact that these are 120 foot long and weigh 4.5 tons. Now, with Wallace, please, we're going to practice. We're going to practice rowing the Roman galley. Lean forward in your seats and push the oar away. Push! Push. And lean back in your seats. Pull. Pulling the oar towards you. And push. And pull. And push. Pull. A little bit faster, one. Push. Push. Wait a minute, please. Good. We're now going to move up to the circles. And the upper or cheaper circle Thank you. Now, your job is not to row the galley. You are Roman passengers. And your job is to hurl abuse down on the galley slaves, who are mainly left-wing troublemakers and poets and so forth. And now, we return to the bowels of the vessel. If you'll pardon the expression. And hear the tragic and cringing comments of the galley slaves toiling below. All right, standing by, please, holding the oars up, ready with your abusive Roman comments, and with the authentic Roman rowing music, please. And push, pull, push, faster, faster. You're not rowing fast enough. Faster, faster. More abuse. Come on, circles. Hurl abuse down. More abuse. Hurl it down. More abuse. More abuse. Push, pull, push, pull. Good, good, good. Faster, faster, faster. Row, row. More abuse. Come on, circles. Hurl more abuse down. Whip that galley slave, Wallace. More abuse. More abuse. Faster, faster, faster. Faster. I can't hear you. What did you say? A Roman galley. Thank you very much.
Mr. Hilton.
Yes?
You are the owner and sole proprietor of the Wizzo Chocolate Company?
I might be.
Constable Parrott and I are from the hygiene squad. We'd like a word with you about your box of chocolates entitled the Wizzo Quality Assortment.
Oh, yes.
To begin at the very beginning, first of all, there is the cherry fondue.
This is extremely nasty, but we can't prosecute you for that.
That's very true.
Next, there's number 4. Crunchy frog. Am I right in thinking there's a real frog in here?
A little one?
What sort of frog?
A dead frog?
Is it cooked?
No.
What, raw frog?
We use only the finest baby frogs. Dew-picked, flown from Iraq, cleansed in finest Highland spring water, lightly killed, and then sealed in a succulent Swiss quintuple smooth full cream triple milk chocolate envelope and lovingly dusted with glucose.
Well, don't you even take the bones out?
If we took the bones out, it wouldn't be crunchy, would it?
Will you excuse me for a moment, please? Of course.
It says quite clearly on the box, crunchy frog.
Look, the general public will not be expecting a real frog to be in this chocolate. The constable thought it was an almond whirl. People are bound to think it's some kind of mock frog.
Mock frog? Mock frog? How dare you? There are absolutely no artificial flavourings or additives in our products whatsoever.
Yeah. What about this next one? It was number 5, wasn't it, Constable? Yes, number 5, Ram's Bladder Cup. What kind of confection is this?
We use only the choicest juicy chunks of fresh Cornish ram's bladder, emptied, steamed, flavoured with sesame seeds, whipped into a fondue, and garnished with lark's vomit.
Well, it doesn't
say anything about lark's vomit here.
Yes, it does, just beside sodium benzoate.
Why don't you move into more conventional areas of confectionery like Freyline and lime cream, a very popular flavour I'm led to understand, or strawberry delight. I mean, look at these, look at these, look at these. I'll say it 3 times. Cockroach cluster. Phlegm cream.
That's the worst favourite.
Anthrax ripple. I mean, what's all this about spring surprise?
Oh, that's the creme de la creme. That's our speciality. You just pop the wee chuck in your mouth and 2 steel bolts spring out and pierce both cheeks.
Pierce both cheeks? Where's the pleasure of that?
Well, watching, of course.
This is an inadequate description of the sweetmeat. I shall have to ask you to accompany me to the station.
It's a fair cop.
And don't talk to the camera. Constable, would you deliver the punchline, please?
Thank you very much. We're French and Saunders, and we're going to do something a little bit different this evening. It's called improvisation.
And it's very,
now,
very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Some of you may have seen this somewhere else on television, somewhere like that. For those of you that don't know, what it involves is Dawn and I making up... do that in a minute when I finish. Do it in a minute when I finish.
I'm warming up.
I know. What it actually involves is Dawn and I making up a sketch on stage as we go along. In a minute, I'm going to ask for some help from you. I want you to shout out just some names of some famous people. We will pick 2 people and become those people on stage in a situation, like, for instance, steam bath, steamship, something like that. Steam bath. Let's say steam bath for this evening.
Bath.
Okay, so can you just shout out some names and we'll pick a couple? Thank you. Claire Rayner. Thank you. All right, we've got...
Yes, thank you.
All right, we've got Claire Rayner
and Linda Lovelace.
Linda Lovelace.
Yes.
Oh. Okay. So Claire Rayner, Linda Lovelace in a steam bath.
How will we know exactly when to go into character, though?
Because I'll clap my hands.
Oh, I see.
All right, so when I've clapped my hands, when I've clapped my hands, we're in character. Okay?
Right.
You ready?
Right.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Actually, something can I ask you about Linda Lovelace? What? Sorry. Sorry.
You got a problem?
Oh, I know something she does.
Sorry, I didn't know she did that. She threw me then. I didn't know she did that.
No, she doesn't do that.
Well, what did you do it for?
I made it up.
Well, don't just make things up like that. That's just stupid. Don't just make things up like that. Just ruins it if you do that.
I thought that's
got to do another one now.
You're supposed to.
God, you were doing so well. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Can you just shout out a couple more names? We'll do another one quickly. Sorry? Gloria Hunniford. Gloria Hunniford and Annette Newman. Thank you. Right.
Gloria
Hunniford and Annette Newman. In a steam bath.
Oh, all right.
I better be in a net, I think. Gloria. Ready?
I can't do Gloria.
Ready?
Oh, no, I'm not ready.
I've done it. I've done it.
I'm not ready. That's good. That's good, what you're doing.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I know she doesn't.
I told you not to do that, didn't I?
Yeah, but Gloria Hunnifer does do that.
She does not do that. I have never seen her do that. You just ruined it again.
You don't even know Gloria.
She does not do that.
I know Gloria, and she does that all the time.
Right, you've got one more chance. One more chance.
That's really not fair.
Frank Boff and Judith Chalmers in a steam bath now.
All right. Well, which one am I?
Frank Boff.
I know that! Right. Frank Boff, right. No, I'm not.
I've done it.
Oh, there's something just there, look. Something on the stage, look.
Don't do that if you're thinking of doing that. I told you not to do that, didn't I?
It's my ear bleeding.
You just ruined that now. You just ruined that. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Complete fiasco. There's something else for you now. Sorry about that.
Yes, I'm sorry, do I know you?
Of course. I'm Geoffrey Archer, the tanned famous novelist, said the tanned famous novelist as he strode purposefully into his star dressing room.
Ah, Geoffrey Archer, I remember, author of such literary splendours as First Among Equals and Exclusive.
The wizened old stage doorkeeper was thrilled to be in my presence.
Yes, get out.
Oh.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, Amnesty, for inviting me to do this gig. Let's face it, after doing Wogan, I need all the credibility I can get. But you get to thinking serious issues when you do a program like that. You know, you have to start thinking about the world. I wanted to do one about the environment, because we're all depressed about the environment at the moment, and I see little hope in some ways, because how can we look after the world if we can't even look after our own bodies? We can't even develop foresight about our own experiences, you know? I mean, take drinking, for instance. Most people like a drink, and they equate drinking with having a good time. They think, have a drink, have a good time. I'm going to get pissed, I'll have a good time. I'll pass my exams, I'll get pissed. I've got a new job, I'll get pissed. I'm going to have a really, really good time. So, the next time it's midnight and you're kneeling in a bathroom, face down the toilet, dressed really trying to be sick, remind yourself what a good time you're having, eh? Oh, this is marvellous, This only cost me £15. Desperately trying to connect your fingers with that little flap of flesh that hangs at the back of your neck. That's God's sick trigger, that is. It's a marvellous bit of the anatomy. Fantastic. You touch it, wallop. There you go. It serves no other policy. It has got no other point. It is a sick trigger. Wonderful thing. But why has it got to be out of reach? It could be on the end of your nose, couldn't it? Be all right, wouldn't it? No messing around. 15 pints of lager. Click. Wallop. I'm off to bed. Fair enough. Instead, it's half an hour probing with a teaspoon. What's that about? How can we protect the world? We don't understand ourselves, our own bodies. The body is a highly sensitive piece of natural engineering. It is a highly complex machine. You should respect it. I mean, you wouldn't pour 7 pints of lager in your stereo, would you? You wouldn't buy a camera that spent every New Year's Eve unconscious on the toilet floor. People are going to learn. I mean, you live in a strange reversed world when you're drunk. A strange parallel universe where good is bad and bad is good. What a fantastic night we had last night, eh? It was brilliant. We could not walk. We couldn't talk. It was marvellous. You've got to get out of it. It's a drug. I mean, it's all right taking a mick, but it is a drug. Booze is like any other drug. I can't get off it. I tried cold turkey. Didn't work. Too pissed to keep it down. Intelligent audience, a burst pun gets a smattering of applause. Love it to death. You see, the world, it's full of useless things. We're consuming our environment in order to have things we don't need, the things we don't want. I mean, my fridge is the most useless thing in my life. Not just because it's got CFCs in the back. Do you know that? Your friendly old fridge, it's going to kill you one day. When you trash it, all the CFCs float up into the environment where you get skin cancer. That's nice. Your little fridge with the rubber carrot stuck on for the kiddies, that's going to kill you. My fridge is entirely useless. I pay 24 hours worth of electricity every day so that when I open the door, it will light up my face. There is never any food in my fridge. I buy plenty of food. I always seem to be down the shops. I spend 25 quid. I've got no food in here. Where's the food? I think my fridge is eating my food.
It eats my food and then wets itself. It hates me, my fridge. I've eaten his food, think I'll piss on his floor. There's never any food in the house, and you can never buy food when you want it. When are they going to have open all night shops around the town? That's when you don't want shops open on a Sunday. You want them open in the middle of the night. That's when you need food. After a few pints of lager, that's when you'll eat anything. Go home, there's nothing in the fridge, there's nothing to eat. I'm pissed, I've got to eat something, must be something. Always ends up the same. Cornflakes with water. Because it's slightly preferable to squeezing a tube of neat tomato puree down your neck. People will eat anything when they're pissed, anything. I mean, why do you think Kentucky Fried Chicken stay open all night? Be honest. What do you mean? They give you a lemon clean-up square. That's nice, isn't it? A lemon clean-up square. It's scarcely adequate when you're throwing it up on a carpet, is it, eh? Come on, Rowan Atkinson, love it to death. No, they should give you a bucket, shouldn't they? Maybe that's what the party buckets are for. Eat the chicken, throw up in a bucket. Very convenient. Fast food. The world, we've been conquered. We've given up our culture, ladies and gentlemen. Across the world, cultures and civilizations, languages that have stood for myriad civilization, they've been destroyed in a decade. Napoleon could not hold Moscow. Ronald McDonald just danced in. Richard the Lionheart was stopped at the gates of Jerusalem. Ronald McDonald, no problem, in he goes. Fast food, it's got to get faster. Nobody's got any work, no one's got anything to do. The one last pleasure is eating. Make it fast, make it fast. Get them out of the restaurant, have them lovely plastic shiny seats shaped like ski slopes. Burp once, wallop, you're under the table. Fast food, I don't know why they don't just flush you straight down the toilet. Cut out the middleman, eh? That'd speed things up, wouldn't it? You go in your local Big Mac Whopper McDog burger. Flush us a couple of Big Mac and fries down the toilet, will you, John? Make it quick, I've got a bus to catch. He says, sorry, sir, no can do. The YouTube's blocked up with diced gherkin. What they put that gherkin in? Everyone lifts the lid off, takes it out and puts it on the table, some other bastard puts her elbow in it. The YouTube's blocked, he says, we're only serving liquids. Have you seen fast food versions of liquids? A triple thick shake? A liquid? You need an industrial suction pump to get it up the straw. Everybody sucks at once, the windows, the shop cave in. People will eat anything when they're drunk. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, if there's any young parents out there in the audience tonight who've got little kids who won't eat their food, get them pissed. Little Johnny, 3 years old, couple of vodkas. Fuck me, those Brussels sprouts look nice. I mean, all right. So many useless things in the world. My fridge, I'm talking about those telephones. I remember in the old days, before they sold off telecom, it was marvellous. Them telephones used to be one shape. Now there's any shape and size. It's got confusing. Do you remember how in the old days, if you heard a ringing in your sitting room, you knew what you had to look for, didn't you? The big telephone-shaped lump of plastic. These days it could be anything. I'm picking up the toaster, listening to the cat. They've got Mickey Mouse-shaped phones, Snoopy-shaped phones. It's a serious instrument. What's a Snoopy-shaped phone? How are you supposed to take it seriously? You're having a business conversation, you're talking to Snoopy's bollocks. So, ladies and gentlemen, a real pleasure to be here, especially on this big night. Always remembering what Amnesty is about, what it's standing for. The new report on Tiananmen Square reminds us just how often and how much we must think about what all this is about. But right now, I've got to say goodbye. My name's Ben Elton. Thank you very much. Goodbye!
Hang on, hold it up. Who are you?
Right, out of my way, shorty, I'm due on stage.
Oh, wow, that's what I love about the biz. Everyone's so friendly.
Now it's time to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Now it's time to yield a sigh.
Oh, yield it, baby doll.
Now it's time to